I gotta say, last night, I lost a bit of faith in some of you guys. Yeah, some of you guys watching this video right here. It's crazy to me, man. It's absolutely crazy to me. Now, look, I get it. You know, frustrations come out when we lose, especially a game like last night where we lost by 1 point. I'm gonna get to that in just a second. I'm seeing comments literally minutes after yesterday's game in my last video where I talked about the greatness of RJ Barrett throughout the entire season, coming at me saying idiocracy like this or stupidity like this. Bruh. Literally proving the point of my video and showing exactly who that last video was for. RJ Barrett's going to have bad games. And all these people right here are Knicks fans who will obviously only see RJ Barrett for the very first time because I'm seeing people, this didn't age well. I'm talking about the entire season. This was one bad game. You don't think throughout all those stats I mentioned in that video, he didn't have bad games throughout them? He's 20 years old. Tell me any player that you watch or you like that did not have bad games. So that's for them. I'm very disappointed in you guys, but at the same time, I shouldn't be surprised, right? Now about this damn game. 1 point, and there's no one else to blame besides ourselves. Anybody that's being whacked right now, that's trying to point fingers at players, Julius Randle, like I said, RJ Barrett, they're pointing fingers at players. They're finding some way to bring Elfrid Payton into this conversation. Elfrid Payton played not but what 10-12 minutes in yesterday's game. Elfrid Payton wasn't out there when we had a lead and we lost it. We still find a reason to blame Elfrid Payton. We need to understand this was a team loss, a team game. You know what? I understand my Julius Randle people who are saying that, you know, Julius Randle didn't come in the clutch for us. He had 2 key turnovers, one at the end of the fourth and one at the end of overtime that really hurt us. He had the defensive lapse against Taylor Horton-Tucker. Fine. But where the hell will we be without all of Julius Randle's points in this game? Where will we be without Julius Randle holding Anthony Davis to 20 points? 20 points. Anthony Davis played 43 minutes yesterday, and he could not get it going against the same Julius Randle that a lot of you guys point fingers at. Yes, the turnovers hurt, but there are tons of other plays that hurt. You could see that Derrick Rose was getting gassed as the fourth quarter was going on, and in overtime, though he gave us some very key buckets, you could just tell he's tired, and people are now worried to see how he's going to show up for the last 3 games. His minutes have to come down, which is what my next point comes next. Now, I heard TNT, you know, at the end of the game, because I didn't get to watch TNT throughout the entire game. I heard TNT at the end of the game sitting there defending the Lakers because they're doing all this without LeBron James and Dennis Schroeder. Well, we as Knicks fans, we know that we were playing without some of our key players as well. We were playing without key offensive guys in this rotation in Alec Burks and Emmanuel Quickley, 2 guys that have been constant offensive problems for other teams for this New York Knicks squad. But we're also missing one of our key players in Mitchell Robinson. I feel like we forget about that every day. Mitchell Robinson has been somebody who was having a breakout year before 2 key injuries this year. We're missing players too, but we don't use those excuses. We go over there and we have a next man up mentality and we play the way that we played yesterday against the Lakers. But I'm here watching Knicks fans talking about this player did this player did that. We wouldn't have done this without bum RJ Barrett. Stop it. This is our team. Like, I understand you can be frustrated about certain plays. And like, I'm pissed off at Julius Randle for those turnovers. Like, Julius Randle, I gotta be real with you. You know, the one-on-one play did not help us to close out that game. But I'm not gonna sit here and say this is Julius Randle's fault. No, we should have sealed the deal in regulation. That's on the New York Knicks. But this video is not even supposed to be about this. This is too damn long for an intro. This video is supposed to be about the point guard situation. Of course, I'm excited to hear what you guys have, what the nonsense you guys put together about last night's game, or some common sense that comes up. The Knicks lose last night, and we're tied 38-31 with the Miami Heat and Atlanta Hawks. Ultimately, because of tiebreakers and division records and blah blah blah, this puts us in the 6th seed for right now. So we must win at least 2 of these last 3 games, if not all 3 of them, and they're all at home. So there should be no excuse. We know the Hawks schedule. We know the Heat's crazy schedule. Let the chips fall where they may. What's important is us solidifying a spot in the playoffs. We need to get into the playoffs, and the rest will handle itself. That's all that's important. But I do want to talk about something that we need to worry about in the future because it does connect to this recent game. It's talking about Derrick Rose playing big minutes when we should have a point guard that can relieve him of some of those minutes so he can have more energy to close out these games. Elfrid Payton's play has not been great. Elfrid Payton is just going up there getting cardio. I don't understand what we're really getting from Elfrid Payton at this point. But the point of the matter is, one of the biggest needs for this team in this coming season is the point guard. The Knicks need to pursue a point guard guard, and there's a lot of names that we've been hearing around the rumors for the longest time. You guys know where my allegiance stands, but now one of the newer names that we're hearing is Kyle Lowry. Does this make sense for the Knicks? Is this somebody we should be going after? Let's talk about that in this video. Run the intro. What's going on, CK Kush with CK2K, and welcome back to another video, guys. I apologize about that long intro, but I was really irritated. I was almost more irritated by seeing some of these comments and some of these responses on Twitter and on my damn YouTube page and on Instagram than the loss itself, because this is one of the best Knicks, one of the best NBA fan bases in the league. But moments like this, it's not a good look for us. It's not a good look for us. Anyways, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Do not forget to like this video. We back on the Twitch grind tonight, so make sure you go over and follow the Twitch channel. We're trying to get 800 followers, so if you haven't already, make sure you hit that follow button and maybe drop a subscribe. They're free if you have Amazon Prime. You know what it is. Also, join the Discord. Conversations on Discord are hyped, and thank God I can look at people in Discord and they have common sense. But let's talk about this point guard situation. I haven't really done many videos talking about the future of this Knicks team because I've been so into the current right now of the Knicks. But this is a rumor that had come up, and I understand that, you know, we can only believe rumors to a certain degree when it comes to New York Knicks, because that's just how it goes at this time of the year every single season. Only difference is now we're going to be going to the playoffs. But one rumor that I feel like there's a lot of truth behind is the Kyle Lowry rumor. Now, it's a given that Kyle Lowry is going to be sought out by a lot of teams in this summer, not just us. But then we're hearing the rumor, we're hearing the report that the New York Knicks are now going to be primarily pursuing Kyle Lowry to be picked up in the offseason. Obviously, we know, like I mentioned, this is a big key for the Knicks, is the point guard position. I say it all the time. The two things that we need to go through in this offseason, whether it's the draft and whether it's free agency, is a new point guard, new starting caliber point guard, and some help at the wing. And whether, like I said, whether that's through the draft, whether that's through the free agency, it's something that the Knicks need to key in on. And you know what? Kyle Lowry, I'm completely cool with Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry has been somebody that's been connected to the Knicks since what, 2012, 2013. There was rumors that we were going to trade from then. People were about it. Some people were really excited about it. Some people were really pushing for it, but ultimately the Knicks did not end up doing it. And at that time, I wish the Knicks had done it, because this is going to come to a point that I'm going to make later. At that time, Kyle Lowry was starting the flow of who he truly was becoming. Kyle Lowry had up and down seasons before with Memphis and with the Houston Rockets, where he was looking like he was at the brink of becoming a really solid player, an all-star level player, and then the rest became history once he ultimately decided to go to the Toronto Raptors. And at the time, yeah, the Knicks would have been making a move for their future point guard, which is something that we should have done, because ultimately after that year and after losing Raymond Felton and Jason Kidd and all those point guard names that we had, we've been in the hunt for a starting caliber point guard since that time. So yes, bringing in Kyle Lowry would help, but because of that same argument in 2013 is the reason why I'm a little skeptical about going after solely Kyle Lowry this season. Kyle Lowry coming to the Knicks would be a great move. That instantly puts us in the hunt to compete for our playoff lives in the future, starting from next season and seasons on. But also at the same time, Kyle Lowry is at the ending stages of his career, as he's a vet right now, and he's still playing high level basketball. I'm not trying to take that away from him, but to be completely honest, personally, I'd rather us go after a point guard that is pretty much where Kyle Lowry was in 2013, and as somebody that is, you know, at the brink of making that next step of their career and playing solid basketball right now, but just needs to find that home to ultimately be comfortable with and stay true through the rest of for the next few years of his career. And I think that's why I'm pursuing a guy like Lonzo Ball.
He said it. He said it.
I just want to make it clear, I'm not against us getting Kyle Lowry. I think Kyle Lowry would be a great piece. But like I said, we need to make sure that we are building for longevity this time around. There's a reason why the Knicks stint in the playoffs and the Knicks stint of being good only lasted 3.5, maybe 4 seasons if you want to give that. No, 3.5 seasons. Because we went away from building any kind of infrastructure. The youngest player on our team was probably Amon Shumpert at that time, maybe Jeremy Lin. But a lot of these players we either traded away or they walked away, and we put all of our bets on the older players for our team, the Tyson Chandlers of the world, the Jason Kidds, the Baron Davises, all those kind of, the Kenyon Martins, the Rasheed Wallaces, which were great, but we were never putting in any solid players to be their young pieces to be be there to continue the Knicks' good play throughout the rest of the 2010s, and that's the reason why you just saw us stop being good after 2013.
Hey, it's Editing CK here. Just wanted to add to that point. It wasn't just that last point about us not having players to proceed from our veteran players. It was also because of the nightmare that was going on upstairs and head coaching. You know, we decided to fire Mike Woodson, one of the better coaches we've had in the past few decades, for Derek Fisher and the whole Phil Jackson era. So it was more than just the players. Just wanted to also put that part out. I was trying to make a point. You guys get what I'm trying to say. It was a lot of things. Okay. All right. Back to the video.
And that's something I'm afraid of repeating. Like, if we go after just these veterans and get a Kyle Lowry and, you know, get all these, you know, marquee, big name, older players, you know, the Chris Pauls and this, that, and third, but we're not continuing to build on our infrastructure, that's where I get a little worried. What I love so much about this team right now is this solid mix of youth and veteran leadership. Obviously, to become a team that is competing for a championship, you're going to need more vets and more stars on this team. I'm not gonna disagree with you guys on that, but at the same time, I'd still rather us get that point guard that is going to be here for long term. That point guard that's going to be here for us year in and year out. And I really, truly believe that is Lonzo Ball. 23 years old, just finding his game. He's still just at the brink of finding his game. A lot of people have been comparing him to Jason Kidd, this and third. To be completely real with you, I think he is a better defending Steve Nash. I know that's probably not the right thing to say because people love Steve Nash, but to me, Lonzo Ball has a trajectory of a defensive-minded Steve Nash. I feel like they do the same thing. Steve Nash, though he had a great layup package around the rim, Lonzo Ball's barely getting back to that point. I say back because he had that in UCLA, but he's getting back to that point where he is able to finish around the rim so much more. But at the same time, Steve Nash was more known for his three-point jump shot. Steve Nash was more known for his jump shot and his ball movement. And I feel like that's very simple to what, you know, Lonzo Ball was. And just like Lonzo Ball, Steve Nash had some solid years to begin his career with, but they're very up and down up until he found his home ultimately in Phoenix. But Steve Nash didn't find that home until he was in his late 20s. You give him a solid home with the New York Knicks and you give him the reins to the point guard, which I would completely expect Tom Thibodeau doing, then who knows what next level this guy unlocks. And don't forget, Julius Randle has the same problem. Julius Randle was going from team to team. A lot of people in the Lakers and La La Land were very excited about what Julius Randle could become, but he just was never reaching that point. And right when he was starting to reach that point, he ultimately went to New Orleans to go get some more money, and he had a solid season there, and you know how the rest of it went. People need to understand, this is almost poetic because it goes back to the RJ Barrett conversation, but people need to understand that the NBA is about putting in the work and becoming better every single day. Yes, there are the players that, you know, Knicks fans feel like we never get, that are out of the jump, right out of the gates, a really solid player. But at the same time, we're seeing right now that you can help a player develop within your own system and become the players that they're ultimately supposed to be, with the right coaching and with the right atmosphere and with the right group of people running the team. And right now it feels like the Knicks are in that situation. Julius Randle has had a monster year. Will he keep it up? We'll see in years to come. But at the same time, I feel like this is more of the Julius Randle that we could be seeing long term than Julius Randle we saw in the past. So with that being said, I feel like though Kyle Lowry would be such a great piece, I just feel like right now the Knicks need to focus on making sure that we build a team that is also going to be good for the long term, but as well as continue to compete in the right now. And I feel like Lonzo Ball fits that line perfectly. Now, here's my thing. If we do go after Kyle Lowry, I would hope that in getting Kyle Lowry, we then are also drafting a point guard in the draft as well, whether it's a Sharif Cooper or fill in the blank of any point guard that's coming out of this draft. You know, Ayo Dosunmu, I think completely butchered your last name. Sorry, bro. But like any of those kind of guys, and you're getting Kyle Lowry along with it, so they're growing with them, then that's a completely different conversation. That's a route I would be willing to take. But I just feel like it just makes too much sense to go in there and and gamble on a guy like Lonzo Ball. I feel like we've seen this story so many times before, and Kyle Lowry, one player that went through that exact same story, you know, had up and down seasons, wasn't sure if he was going to be that next level point guard, if he was just going to be a role player, and then he ultimately got paid, got the chance in Toronto, and then just flourished with it. I feel like Lonzo Ball is that same player right now, up and and down season with Los Angeles, and then up and down with the New Orleans Pelicans, the coaching staff giving up on him even though he's having a great season. I think if we give him that coaching staff, give him that team the same way that we nurtured a guy like Julius Randle, give that same atmosphere for Lonzo Ball and tell him, Lonzo, be you, then we have the potential of getting that all-star caliber point guard in Lonzo Ball if we go out there and sign him. But that's just my personal opinion. Yes, I know you guys are only going to take it with a grain of salt because he's a player that I'm a fan of, but I'm just saying we've seen this before in Kyle Lowry, same Steve Nash I mentioned, and tons and tons and tons of other names. So I just feel like that is the option we should go. But don't get it twisted. I'm completely okay with us going after Kyle Lowry. I just feel like I'd rather go with the younger legs and build that way, and then go after some vets in free agency for the wing and this, that, and the third, and filling other holes with other veterans, but at least have our point guard of the future, have our 2/3 guard of the future in RJ Barrett, have our possible pillar in Julius Randle, and then be ready to go after our second guy, our second option, our third option, whatever you want to say, in all-star-esque player to mesh with this team. I think that would be the perfect mesh. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think Kyle Lowry is the option? We need to be in win now mode. Who knows how long this window is going to stay open, so go after it the best that we can. So go get Kyle Lowry. Or do you agree with my other plan? Do you guys think that if we get Kyle Lowry, we better be getting a point guard in the draft that can be following up right behind him? Or do you guys agree with me? Get the younger point guard looking for a solidified home in Lonzo Ball. Let me know your thoughts about everything in the comments below. Maybe it's something in between. Maybe there's a point that I missed. Maybe there's another player I missed. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Do not forget to like this video. Like I mentioned at the top, we are streaming tonight over on Twitch, so make sure you follow the Twitch channel. Link is in the description below, and also join the Discord. Love to hear your conversation over there. Conversation never ends over on the Discord. We talk about everything from basketball to art to video games. It's a lot of fun on the Discord. Go be a part of the conversation. All right, but I'm out of here, y'all. We have another game tomorrow. We're back home. Our homestand begins. Oh my goodness, words, bro. Words. We're back home tomorrow, and our homestand begins to end out the season. The season ends this weekend. Crazy, right? And we're possibly most likely going to be on the other end of it in the playoffs, but we have to get the job done. Don't lose faith in your Knicks team, man. Do not lose faith. If you're a real fan, you go through the ups and you go through the downs. But right now, just know we're going in the right direction, and that's what's more important. You know what it is. Been your boy CK. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Let's get it. Damn you, Taylor Horn Tucker. If I see another GIF from one of my homies about Taylor Horn Tucker, I'm gonna kill somebody. I'm out of here.
Feeling like I won the lotto. Always taking trips with a new chick, asking where the time goes. And I wonder if this is all I'll know.